Nobody was on the point watching behind.
Oh my god!
Jeez.
Did you just wipe their entire team?
Yes, I did. You want some Duke on? Bring it. Oh, I was not ready for that. Yo, what's up everybody, Angelus here and welcome to an Xdefiant top 5 classes setup video. In today's video, we'll be going over the top 5 classes you can use to destroy any public lobby with. Now, if you're new to the channel and you want to see more content like this, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and have those bell notifications turned on so don't miss a single one of these Xdefiant videos. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. Alright, so coming in at number 5, we have the M249. This is a light machine gun and by far the best light machine gun in the game. This gun hits like a freight train and also has borderline zero recoil with it. Now this gun is perfect for any mid to long range map. You will basically dominate these lobbies in any sort of map in those sizes. Now maps like Arena you may not do as good as the mid to long range maps, but as I said before, this gun hits like a freight train, so if you're aiming down sight and someone comes in the frame, you're basically melting them in just a couple seconds. Alright, so getting into the first attachment, we have the muzzle booster, which increases the rate of fire of this weapon. Now, as I said before, there's like borderline no recoil to this gun, so having the -10 in both the horizontal and vertical recoil doesn't really matter with this. So having your shots come out even faster makes this attachment the attachment to go with. And now the reason why this gun has absolutely zero recoil is because of this attachment, the stabilizing barrel. Now this makes it to where your gun will have no recoil at range and you're going to actually hit your shots. So you could throw on the chrome lined barrel and have that extra firepower. Like you see the massive difference in the firepower, and if you're running a cleaner, getting that extra, fire burn damage, the chrome lined barrel might be, your go-to. So it'd be a good alternate barrel for you to use. But if you're a person who struggles with keeping your shots on target at that mid to long range, then the stabilizing barrel is the one you want to go for to make sure you hit your shots. Alright, so the next attachment for the front rail is the super light grip. Now this will increase your ADS speed by 10% while also increasing your movement speed by 2.5%. So it has that extra mobility with the gun so you can move around faster and, just play a faster pace light machine gun than having one of the other front rails. Now, if you wanted to say the pistol grip would be better, it has the exact same sprint shoot time of 10%, but this one has a +20 for both min and max spread accuracy. And as you can tell based off the mobility from this compared to that, there's a lot more mobility with this attachment on versus the pistol grip. All right, now moving on to the optic. Obviously, you want to run the reflex. I have never used one of these other optics. I don't really see a point in using these other optics unless you just really like the halo. I mean, this mainly comes down to preference, but for me, using the reflex sight is just the best sight in the game overall. All right, now moving on to our last attachment for the M249, it is the leather wrapped grip. Now, the reason why I choose this grip is so you have a 10% ADS walking speed. So as you're aiming down sight, you can strafe left and right, constantly strafing at a faster speed than if you used one of the other grips. You could put on quick draw and just increase the time your gun comes up, but I think having the ability to strafe more was probably going to benefit you with this gun because you're probably going to be in that mid to long range anyway, so there's no really a point to throw on a quick draw grip unless you wanted to try to make this a submachine gun, which this isn't. This is a light machine gun, so I recommend the leather wrapped grip as the last attachment for the M249. Alright, now moving on to our next weapon, we have the M16A4. This gun is crazy good. So this is a one burst to the head if you hit all your shots. If you could hit every bullet that comes out of your M16, it's a one shot to the head. So that's really good. And it's a two burst to the body if you hit all your shots. Alright, now moving on to the first attachment, we have once again the muzzle booster for the increased rate of fire. Now this is a burst weapon, so we want the bullets to come out faster. We want to get those shots on the target as fast as possible so we can move on from one target to the next. So muzzle booster is definitely the best one for the M16 just because you can fire more shots faster. Alright, and then moving on to the barrel, we have rapid fire on, and once again increasing the rate of fire, how fast the gun is shooting. This has a 5% increase on the rate of fire of the M16. Definitely want to go with this one. As I said, one shot to the head, rapid fire is going to melt people pretty damn quick. And now moving on to the front rail, we have the pistol grip on this time because, as I said before, the super light grip, they're both a 10% sprint shoot time, but then it comes down to the spread of the bullets, and we want everything compacted and tight, so we want the pistol grip for the minimum spread and the max spread accuracy for the M16. So try it out with pistol grip. If you don't like pistol grip, then recommend going back to the super light and just swapping back and forth between those two attachments. But now moving on to the optics, once again, I recommend the reflex sight. Don't really recommend any of the other sights unless it's your personal preference that you like these sights. I don't have a whole lot of success using them, so stick to the reflex. All right, now moving on to our last attachment on this weapon. For the rear grip, we are running quick draw. It increases the sprint shoot time by 10% and the ADS speed by 10% as well, getting your gun up faster and ready for gunfights faster than your opponents that are not running the quick draw grip. Now, as I said, you could use this for short, medium, and long range, which typically you're going to be using this weapon more in the short to mid range. So having your attachment for quick draw makes it to where you can get in those gunfights a lot faster. All right, now coming in at number 3, we have the ACR 6.8. This gun is just one of those perfect do-it-all weapons. It has really good recoil control. It hits like a truck. The aim down sight speed is really nice on it. And it's just, as I said, an overall perfect gun. There still are 2 more weapons that are better than this weapon, but if you're wanting a really solid AR to work with, ACR is definitely number 3 on the list. So the first attachment we are running on the ACR for the muzzle is the compensator. The compensator makes it have a 7% increase for the vertical recoil control. That is your gun going up and down. Horizontal is left and right. I don't really see many people having an issue with their guns where they're strafing and their gun left or right is just bouncing too much left and right. I don't really see that hardly in any gun. I don't know about y'all, but I don't see that much. If anything, recoil control that people have a problem with, it's always vertical. It's when it's going up too much and they just can't control it going down enough. So for this, I have the compensator muzzle on because it does have that 7% vertical recoil control that will help you out at range, keeping your shots on target and not having your gun go straight up in the sky to where you're missing all your shots. All right, so our next attachment for the ACR is the barrel. We are running the rapid fire. Rapid fire has that 5% increase of the rate of fire, which means you can have more bullets coming out so you can snap from one target to the next and just kill as many people as fast as possible. Now, as you see a downside, the horizontal and the vertical recoil control is both -20. So if you're seeing that your shots aren't landing because the recoil is probably going up a little too much, I would recommend probably going to chrome lined, just because it does not go against the vertical recoil control of this weapon. But it does also increase the firepower for the short range and medium range. It just increases the range at which you can shoot. All right, now moving on to the optic. Once again, the reflex. Y'all know how I am with the optic, so reflex. Now moving on to our next attachment for the magazine, we are running quick mag. Has a +5 magazine size and also a 15% reload speed. So it means you can reload your gun a hell of a lot faster, get back into the fight. And as I said, with that rapid fire barrel, you can snap from target to target, reload really quick, and then go back, and it's just an overall good combination to just melt your enemies. Then moving on to our last attachment for the ACR, quick draw, just make it to where your gun will come up faster for these close range to mid-range gunfights. Now, this gun does kill long range. You can definitely kill long range with this weapon, but typically running ACR, you're running and gunning, so it's going to be that more short to medium range. All right, so coming in at number 2, we have the AK-47. This is the best AR of this game, period. It has the fastest time to kill of the ARs, and it just is one of those, as I said with the ACR, just one of those perfect weapons to do anything with. Short to medium range and even long range, you're melting targets with this gun. A lot of people use this in rank play. It's just an overall super solid gun. All right, so the first attachment we have on the AK-47 is the compensator. As I said, with the ACR, you want to help with the vertical recoil at that really long range. So having the compensator on will help with that vertical recoil control where your gun is just going up in the air as you're shooting. All right, so the next attachment we have on the AK-47 for the barrel is the heavy barrel. Now, the reason for this is the 5% increase of the weapon damage. Now, the reason I'm not running a chrome line barrel is because of the movement speed deficits. It's a -5 movement and a -15 ADS speed on the AK, which I feel like nerfs the gun pretty hard. So I like to keep it to the heavy barrel so it doesn't have any of those deficits. And also the reason why we're not running rapid fire is because of the downside of the vertical recoil control. So when this gun is shooting at range, if you have rapid fire, it's going to be kind of hard to keep on target to shoot those enemies super far away. So heavy barrel is the barrel I recommend for the AK-47. All right, now moving on to the front rail, we are running the super light grip. As I said before, 10% increase of the ADS speed, a 2.5% movement speed. It does have that -10 recoil recovery, but we do have the compensator on for the muzzle to help counteract that. So yeah, these two attachments go hand in hand pretty good together. And then moving on to our last attachment for the AK-47 is a rear grip. The quick draw, once again, have that faster aim down sight speed. So if you're in that short to medium range, you can get your gun up faster and get ready for those gunfights. Now coming in at number 1, and in my opinion, the best gun period in the game is the MP7. This is a submachine gun and it just melts everybody. You pretty much need to shoot your gun for like a half a second and your target is gone. So this is a really fast movement class, and it also hits like a truck. All right, so the first attachment we have for the MP7 is the barrel extender. This increases the short range and medium range of the weapon by 10% each. The recoil recovery and sprint shoot time is down by 10%, but you don't really notice it at all. So the barrel extender is definitely the best attachment to run with this MP7 class. All right, now moving on to the next attachment, we have the front rail super light for the enhanced ADS speed and movement speed by 2.5%. Recoil recovery is also down 10% on this, but as I said, it's the MP7, it has no recoil. All right, now moving on to the next attachment for the MP7, we have quick mag for the +5 magazine size and the 15% reload speed. Trust me, you want to run this because as you're shooting melted targets, you just pop another magazine in there, get right back in the action, and you'll be flying around the map with this gun, just constantly reloading, engaging in fights, and just constantly moving and reloading. It's a really good attachment for this class. All right, so our next attachment for the MP7 is the rear grip quick draw for that 10% increase in sprint shoot time and ADS speed. It just makes it to where your gun aims down sight a hell of a lot faster, and yeah, you just snap the targets as fast as you possibly can. Now moving on to the very last attachment for the MP7, we are running lightweight for the 20% increase in ADS walking speed and 2.5% movement speed. So as you are strafing, which that's how you get aim assist in this game, is strafing, moving your left stick left and right. Yeah, you'll be doing that extremely fast, getting that aim assist if you're playing on controller, obviously. But yeah, it just makes it faster. Your gun's moving quicker left and right, and you know you need to be strafing anyway, so this definitely helps out with that. All right, so that's going to be it for this video in my top 5 classes for Xdefiant. You know, if you would like to see more content like this, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel if you haven't done so already, and have those bell notifications turned on. And yeah, as always, you have no skill, and stay dangerous. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.